This is research entitled The Impact of Online Class in the Student Learning Amidst Pandemic. Discuss in the detail on how the student who are taking the new normal kind of learning with some online class doing the every task or every class feels. What are the struggle that is need to overcome? And what are the realization or reflection of online class into what we are more the familiar way of learning, the face-to-face class. Pandemic is the causes of the new normal, which the nature of the things of the normally do were suddenly turn on the into clueless or being the new of the daily routine tasks. Students are the become confused welcome and its normal learning is or letting in the past through personal reasons. Two choices of the lot of consider. The next is the statement of the problem. This research will focus on impact on online class in the student learning and aims to determine its causes. The statement of the problem, human connection. An online class the estimated of the human connection that face-to-face that house that teaching environment provides. Student motivation it is highly self-motivated in the independent student to complete an online courses, including the lack of efficiency of the technology. That is the difficulty of the pupil to understand the concept through the online learning causes social isolation and result in the pupil not developing that necessary communication skills. And that's all to my part.
Good day, my name is Mark Biagor. I will tell you about the significance of this study. Significance of the study. The significance of this study is about the impact of online class in the students' learning amidst pandemic. In this studies, all about the effect in students during amidst pandemic in online class is a course conducted over the internet. They are generally conducted through a learning management system in which students can view their course syllabus and academic progress as communicating with fellow students and course instructor. The existence of coronavirus requires face-to-face teaching to be replaced with online teaching. It's a new alternative in learning. In this study, information about the difficulties faced by obtaining indicate that students experiencing various kinds of implementation of online learning. Performance on the students in Isabela State University Kawayan Campus year 2021-2022. This study will primarily focus on processing the online class during pandemic. The researchers will identify the effects of incorporating the internet-based tools to strengthen the proficiency. This study will take place in different private and public schools in academic year of 2021-2022 in Kawayan Campus.
The impact of online class in the student learning amidst pandemic. Review related literature. In another study, Tang et al. 2020 examined the efficacy of different online teaching modes among engineering students using a questionnaire. The result revealed that students were dissatisfied with online learning in general, particularly as the aspect of communication and question and answer modes. Nonetheless, the combined model of online teaching with flipped classroom improved students' attention, academic performance, and course evaluation. A parallel study was undertaken by Hugh et al. 2020, who transformed conventional flipped classroom into fully online flipped classes through a cloud-based video conferencing app. Their findings suggested that these two types of learning environment were equally effective, they also offered ways on how to effectively adopt video conferencing assisted online flipped classrooms unlike the two studies. Look into how learning occurred at home during the pandemic. Their findings showed that students face many obstacles in a home learning environment, such as lack of mastery of technology, high internet costs, and limited interaction, socialization between among students. In a related study, investigated how lockdown impacts students' learning performance. Their findings revealed that the lockdown made significant disruption in students' learning experience. The students also reported some challenges that they faced during their online classes. This includes anxiety, depression, poor internet service, and unfavorable home learning environment, which were aggravated when students are marginalized and from remote areas, contrary to Capascia et al.'s 2020. Findings Gonzalez et al. 2020 found that confinement of students during the pandemic had significant positive effects on their performance. They attributed these results to students' continuous use of learning strategies, which in turn improved their learning efficiency. Chapter 3 Methodology. This chapter discusses that aims to produce a generalizable knowledge about the causes of a phenomenon. It is carefully designed study under controlled conditions that can be replicated by other researchers. In this context, the study described the study habits in distance education and the effects on students' academic performance on Isabela State University Kawayan Campus, school year 2021-2022. Thus, this phenomenon addresses the impact of online class in the student learning amidst pandemic. This is the respondents of our study. Data gathering tools. The data for this research were collected using a survey questionnaire. The survey was created with a suitable questions modified from related researchers. The following steps and procedure were undertaken by the researchers in gathering data for study. The researchers asked permission from the respondents target to the subject of the study, constructed the questionnaire, floated the questionnaire, organized the data gathered, and analyzed and interpreted the result of the data gathered. Data gathering procedure. The following actions and procedures were performed to obtain the essential data to enable the researcher's systematic flow. Number 1. The researcher sent a letter of request for approval to the authorities participated in this research. Number 2. The respective respondents received a consent letter. Number 3. After the respondents agreed to participate in the study, the researcher emailed the survey questionnaire using Google Form at the most convenient time. Number 4. The respondents were given time to complete the survey, which was collected on the same day. Number 5. The researcher tabulated the acquired data after collecting the survey questionnaire. And number 6. The acquired data was then subjected to data analysis. Statistical treatment and data analysis. The data was gathered and analyzed using the following statistical tools: frequency and percentage count, arithmetic mean, t-test for independent samples, one-way analysis of variance, and Pearson product moment correlation. The frequent and percentage count measured the demographic profile of the student. The same tool, together with the arithmetic mean, was also employed to determine the level of academic performance of students in distance education and the habits of the student approach using the scale and description below as follows. This is the scale and description. The mean was also utilized to determine the perception of the students regarding the student habits and affect distance learning approach of the students. The challenges of the students towards the modular distance learning approach, and to find out the perceived effect of the distance learning education on the Isabela State University Kawayan campus students' academic performance as perceived by themselves, using the scale and description found below as follows. A t-test for independent samples was employed to find out whether or not there was a significant difference in the perception of the students toward the habit and effect of distance learning education when grouped according to gender. A t-test for independent sample was employed while the one-way analysis of variance test was used to determine whether or not there was a significant difference in the perception of a student towards the effect and habits in distance learning approaches when grouped according to their age. F equals MST and MSE, where F ANOVA coefficient, MST mean sum of square due to treatment, MSE mean sum of square due to error. Finally, to find out the significant relationship between students' perceptions regarding the effect and habits in distance learning approaches on the students, the Pearson product moment correlation was used, which was tested at 0.5 level of significance.